from,
Okay, we are recording.
okay, just got a text from Tammy. She's on her way. Anyway, so this, it is Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. This is the regular monthly meeting of the Agricultural Commission of Southwick. We have myself, Bert Hansen, Marissa Cook-Obregon, Dan Cook, Dennis Clark, Jean Nilsson, Lenita Bober, and guest Charlie Dunlap so far. And the meeting is being recorded. And I think we can get, here's Tammy. And we have Tammy Siak Bissalon. Hi, Tammy.
Hi. Hi, Marissa.
Tammy. Hi, Dan.
Okay, well, our first order of business is public comments. So we should go right to Charlie, I would say.
I'm just a guest this evening, and I'm a butter to 158 Vining Hill, so that I have an interest there, and just want to say hello and enjoy the evening.
Oh, okay.
You want to skip right to the right of first refusal, because I think that's why Charlie is actually here.
Sure,
Well,
sure.
no, I don't want to interrupt your agenda. Continue on as you were.
Okay. So we got minutes there, Bert, you want to go over? Or?
We do have minutes. Did everybody have a chance to look at them, I wonder?
Did for the March 10th minutes, I noticed a couple of things. So I noticed that, yeah, oh, what was it? Yeah, Zach was absent, and I remember him being absent. I think it was just a quorum of 4 at that point.
Yeah.
It was Bert, Dennis, Brett, and myself. And at the bottom of the minutes, I think for the votes, or somewhere, where is it? New business under 258 Feeding Hills Road. Zach Barnett's voting is yes. I think that's meant to be Brett Colson voting is yes.
Oh, good catch.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think the same for closing the meeting as well. Yeah, Zach Barnett as well. It should be Brett Colson.
You're right.
Catch, Marissa. Thank you.
So much for cutting and pasting, huh?
I mean, it pays off sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I like to say, that's why God invented first drafts.
I would make a motion to accept the minutes with the corrections.
Yeah, actually I have one very momentous correction. On page 2, in the middle of that long paragraph about lake management, about 10 lines down, it says Vice Chairman Cook-Obregon did ask if
Oh, yeah.
the farmers, just sorry, kind of an eye for typos. But that's it. Yeah, so Dennis, you're making a motion to approve the minutes
With the corrections.
with the corrections? Okay, I'll second that. And all in favor, let me just look at my screen. Marissa?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Dan?
Aye.
Yeah. Tammy?
Aye.
Dennis?
Aye.
And Lenita?
Aye.
Okay. So let's see, I just want to do one thing here. Sorry. Okay, so we're not going right to the right of first refusal. So we did minutes. So okay, so the farmers market. There's a question there about who does the permitting and how that's going to go.
Bert, if I could just say that I listened to Tammy is the one that is putting this on, and they're calling it a farmer's market, but it's not a farmer's market. It's holistic everything market. I doubt there'll be any vegetables or anything there actually from a farm. It sounds like there's going to be, essential oils and flea market type of thing. $25 a table. You can bring whatever you want.
Oh,
So it's not,
What is
it's not
that?
even a farm. They call it a farmer's market, but they're definitely using that term publicly because
yeah.
it's a ag sale.
Okay, so does that,
there's a flyer. Dan's got a flyer.
oh, good.
Yeah, I got a
Oh,
flyer
there you
from
go.
him.
Oh, holistic farmers market. Like it.
So they did call Lenita. Right, Lenita? They did call
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, they did call me and they did. That's exactly what she said. Holistic farmers market. Basically, you could bring anything, but I don't know that they'll get, I told them I couldn't do it. I wouldn't set up right in the same town where the stand is. I'm not even sure if it'll fly under a farmer's market as far as the state is concerned. It's always, people always want to run them as a farmer's market because then you get around vendors licenses and things like that. But if anybody was paying attention, I'm not even sure it would fly as an actual farmer's market. That's going to depend on what they get. From vendors.
But
So
it's not a farmer's market. It's a
Yeah.
holistic is a fancy word, for pretty much anything. So
Right.
the crystals, there'll be people with crystals there.
right. 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 That's what it sounds like. And I'm sure, so I don't know. I don't know what the permitting process is. I know that with farmers markets, as far as the state is concerned, you do, get around some of your vendors licenses and stuff like that. But as far as the town is concerned, I have no idea.
So are we kind of saying between the lines here that it's not really an ag permit?
I wouldn't even say it between the lines. I would say it outright that it's definitely not an AgCom permit.
Does it list anything, Dan, on the flyer, like people that are gonna be there or?
It says local vendors, small businesses, food truck,
Yeah.
facility tours, and yoga.
So it really doesn't sound agricultural in any way.
No.
The farmer's market sounds agricultural.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess I'm wondering, is there any way that by them using that title, could it hurt our farmer stands in town, just in terms of the marketing standpoint, or I don't know, will people realize that it's not really a farmer's market? I'm just wondering how farmers, like Lenita, how do you feel about it as a farmer with a business in town that's a farm business?
I don't think it'll hurt anything.
Yeah.
I just think people will go the first time and if they're expecting a farmer's market, they're not gonna find what they're looking for and not go back unless they enjoy the other aspects of it.
Sure.
So, but I don't think it'll hurt anybody.
Okay, well, that's important. Okay.
And Tammy, is this going to be every Friday?
Oh, I'm not the Tammy. It's a different Tammy.
Oh, not you. Oh,
No.
sorry. Sorry.
Give me,
Yeah,
Provo.
I
Provo.
was told it would be every Friday.
Every
so,
Friday,
Yeah,
until it burns out, that is. I mean, I don't see
Yeah.
how every Friday it's going to work, but hey, they're trying it. The people are desperate. They're trying anything to get out there. And get people
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
God bless them, but I don't think
Yeah.
this commission would endorse it as a farmer's market.
Right.
No.
Okay.
And just a little bit of a
You're-
tangent. That's even a little bit happening with the Westfield Farmers Market, which has been a true farmers market, but most their vendors are fewer and fewer farmers and more,
Yeah.
Bakeries and soap
Yeah.
makers and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they tried to get me to come this year. But a couple of years ago, they tried to get us to come, but only for the bakery. They didn't want the farm products. So,
Oh.
so yeah, I'm not sure why, but the problem is there's too many farmers markets and not enough real farmers to go around. So it's a problem at a lot of farmers markets.
Yeah, the Westfield one, I think Ray's is there, and then of course they have Pigmentaire there too, I think at times,
Mhm.
but I don't know if it's every week.
Yeah.
for those anyway.
So,
I'm not gonna, I won't say it would happen, but if it ever happened, it's like if somebody went to the Big Y and bought some carrots there and then brought them and put them on the table and called them holistic carrots, is there any kind of law against that?
if somebody really wanted to get after them about it, that's not, you can't buy and resell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if they,
good.
yeah. It would take somebody, somebody pushing back a little bit and calling in the state, but yeah, that's not allowed. So, and if you
Keep an
do,
eye on
certain farmers markets are totally, you sell only what you grow. Other farmers markets are set up to be like what is called, we used to call a class 2. So say I was going to a farmer's market with all of my stuff and I wanted to take Tammy's popcorn. I could label that, and she and I came to an agreement. I could put it on my table and label it Tammy's popcorn, Southwick, Mass. That's okay. But just to go to Big Y and buy something, that's not cool.
Mhm.
So that's how that works.
That's a good idea, Tammy. You should bring your popcorn there.
I'm gonna say you're more than welcome, Lenita.
We sell lots of it at the store.
No, it's easier for me
Never
just
have
to
it
walk it
before.
over.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so, yeah. I guess that makes our life a little bit easier and not having to figure out this permit situation.
yeah, I don't think it's anything to worry about.
All right, good. Okay, so now here we are at the right to farm first refusal for 158 Mort Vining. Pat Iyet's place, right? And so Dennis, let me ask you where we stand with that. What's the update?
The Conservation Commission took a vote on it at their meeting that there was no interest in it. Not that there's no interest, but there's no money. It's a nice piece of property. It'd be nice to preserve a lot of these properties, but at this time, I don't see where there would be any funding available and how we could even do it. So the commission signed off on it. And I think probably the Agricultural Commission is in the same boat, that it was a tree farm, but according to the neighbors, it's kind of gone to pot. No pun intended, but I guess it's grown up pretty much. I'm not sure, but I would suggest that to pass on this one.
It's, too bad in a way. I mean, it's 8 acres or so, right?
Yeah.
And any preservation is good preservation, right? But yeah, if there's no money, there's no money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Charlie, as an abutter, do you have any thoughts or input or?
Well, yes, I do. I guess it's being purchased as half acre of the acreage, the 9 acres or whatever you mentioned. It's half acre that's going to be purchased. It's overgrown with kudzu vines and multiflora rose, and it's just been gone to unmanned and no Christmas trees. It's just left gone wild. So one of the abutters that is wanting to purchase the property wants to clean it up and looks at wanting to plant some fruit trees on it. That happens to be my son at 162 Vining Hill, right adjacent and in front of the property.
Great.
Well, that's good. That
So
would be a,
it's very positive in what he wants to do, and it's just an eyesore as of right now. When you let something go and just don't maintain it, it just grows wild. And the kudzu vines and the flora rose is just taken over.
Mhm.
right. Did I hear you correctly, Charlie? It's a half an acre that your son is interested in?
That is correct.
Okay.
Well, see, I own 164, which is the west border. I own the old Alberti property,
Oh,
and my son owns 162, which is right in front of, it's Pat Ayotte's tree farm.
Mhm.
And my son is looking to extend his backyard and put in fruit trees and clean it up. So that's the only input I have, and I'm more or less speaking for my son, who's not available right now, but we're both, he's the one buying the property, and I am adjacent owner on the west side, the whole length of the property.
Mhm.
So it's a total of 8 acres for sale, but it's being parceled.
No, negative, no. Half acre. My son is looking to purchase 1/2 acre
One half
of the 8 or 9 acres to extend his backyard and to
Right.
clean it up. And he wants to put in some fruit trees.
But are 9 acres for sale total? But they're just being
No.
parceled out. It's only half an acre then. that's
Half
for
an
sale.
acre being parceled out.
I see. Okay, thanks for clarifying. Sorry, I didn't get that. Okay.
So what is the status of the rest of the property? Do we know?
To be maintained as status quo.
Yeah.
It's just my son wanted to enlarge his backyard to put in some fruit trees and do
Yeah.
some gardening, and because he has just a traditional lot, 162 Vining Hill Road, and he's looking at extending his backyard, cleaning it up, and using it for gardening and fruit trees.
Great.
He
Yeah.
wanted to buy more, but it was not available.
Oh,
So the whole plot, so to speak, is not on the market?
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
1/2 acre. It's
Okay.
something like 200 by 200 or 150 by 150, something along that line. It extends 162 Vining Hill back for 1/2 acre.
Gotcha. Okay.
glad you cleared that up, Charlie. That makes it even easier decision for a
Mhm.
1/2 acre. I don't think it'd be, you're not gonna put a subdivision in there.
No, wish the whole property were for sale, but it isn't.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that's good clarity there.
Okay.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was available, so, okay. So do we know
No.
what is Pat
Okay,
just
thank
staying
you.
there? Or- Yeah. Do we know is
Yes,
Pat
he's
just?
staying there.
Oh, okay,
What happened was my son made an offer to Pat to pick up an acre of land. And Pat hemmed and hawed and he refused. And then he says, well, as long as my son wants to continue it with a farming aspect, he said he'd let 1/2 an acre go out of the 9 acres of Christmas Tree Farms. So that's where it stands.
huh,
So you're looking for a motion, Bert? I would make a motion to pass on the 1/2 acre of land.
yes,
Show no interest.
Give me seconds.
okay, so, all in favor, let's see, Marissa
Aye.
and myself, Bert Hanson, aye. Dan,
I,
Tammy,
Aye.
Dennis,
Aye.
and Lenita.
Aye.
Okay. So I wonder, Charlie, would your son actually like more than a 1/2 an acre?
Yes, he would. Most definitely. He's a farm boy, and
Yeah.
so am I. I have 10 acres at 66 Vining Hill. I own the 9 acres adjacent to this property. And yep, no, I'm keeping it in pasture and the Christmas trees, and yep, I'm a farm boy here in town, believe me.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
In
well,
fact, I have blossoming acres.
Up in the back corner.
Oh, okay.
That's correct. Yep.
We're neighbors.
Right.
So Lenita, do you abut Wyatt's property too then?
No,
Okay.
no.
So,
No.
okay. All right. So, okay, next on the agenda, right to farm disclosures. I just wanted to bring this up. At a very, I thought it was kind of unusual. We got a letter through town hall that somebody was selling one of the units at Rosewood. And so they wanted to be sure that, this is Bob Malta, wanted to be sure that we had signed off, so to speak, on the fact that they had received the information that it is a right to farm community and, you know.
Or I believe it's when somebody buys a property, not when they sell it. When they buy a property in
They buy it.
Southwick,
Right.
they have to get that disclosure, yeah.
Right. So somebody's buying it. So I just thought it was so unusual that one of the units in Rosewood would generate this. But I think I wonder, should we do something like reach out to the local realtors and make sure they're aware that that's supposed to happen?
It's not up to us to reach out to, I mean, you could, but the town, it looks like they're starting to pay attention. They did it once. Hopefully they do it every time.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. It came from the select board's office.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it originated from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because after this, I went back through my mortgage documents when I was, buying my house here in 2016, and I never got anything about it being a right to farm community. So I only found out when I joined the commission. And I reviewed because I said this would be really interesting if there had been some sort of paperwork or even a pamphlet from town hall, but it was supposed to come from town hall then when you buy a house that you get that information. Because I didn't go to a realtor, I bought it right from the seller. So town hall would be.
I think a letter from the Agricultural Commission to the select board stating that they see that, this letter came in and they'd like to ensure that everybody, would like to have a process to give us a copy of that letter every time that a piece of property is bought in Southwick. Because there's people every day buying places in Southwick. We got a boom going on here. And I don't know why we'd only got the people at Rosewood, but this is a way. We should write a letter to the select board saying, under our bylaw, it states that anybody who buys a house, you take the statute right out and put it out there to let them know that we want to make sure that they follow through with it from now on.
Yeah. That's okay. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Great, yeah.
Put that on the list.
Yeah, right. Okay, Open Farm Day, just wanted to keep this, we had some talk about, do we try to put together the tractor rally that's historically been in late April? We thought maybe not. I mean, while things are opening up in terms of, the pandemic, I was talking to Jim Putnam, and he said, "Yeah, I don't think the town's ready. Town hall is ready for that. Some like pretty large group of people, getting together."
Well, they're having a lot of other events going on, but I agree with you and Marissa that it's a little premature. I think that if things had gone differently, it would have been a good idea, but seeing that Southwick's back in the red and things have gone in the right direction. I agree with you guys. Hold off on it.
Yeah. So I was telling Jim Putnam that we were thinking about this Open Farm Day, which he said that's a great idea. Yeah, go for it. He says, "Are you confident that you're going to be able to have an event like that?" And I said, "Who's confident of anything?" But we think we probably can do it or do something. They're going to have
Low impact, right?
Sorry, I interrupted Dennis. Sorry. What did you say, Dennis?
If everybody followed the rules and did what they were supposed to do,
Right.
we would have been there by now, but it looks like that didn't happen.
And Marissa, what were you just saying?
I mean, what we're thinking of would be pretty low impact, right? I mean, even in terms of the planning standpoint, because that was the whole idea of transitioning from a tractor rally to this, that we were basically just going to use Farm to Aid to drive more people to local businesses so that we wouldn't necessarily have to plan events. And I think this, you know, this year being what it is, it wouldn't even be worthwhile planning an event, maybe just flyering and marketing and trying to drive business to,
Yeah.
farms.
And Jim did say that they, you know, the Southwick 250 group, they're thinking about, they're working toward having a parade on October 10th, apparently. So they said, you know, in terms of, I guess, I'm not sure. I don't think this is confidential, but you know, he's having a little trouble with his core of volunteers. You know, it's shrinking. So he thinks that, again, he loves the idea of an open farm day, but it'll be a distraction for the people that he does have to trying to put on this parade in October 10th. So
What if we did some kind of virtual video program or something where, I mean, I don't know, this is just brainstorming, but or like either we film or someone like is just talking about their farm or business live and we just kind of share that or put up a link or something so people could see what is going on at the farms because they are open.
yeah. And
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I know that I talked to, and I can't remember her name, but the Firefly farm with the goat yoga, she's still having her goat yoga and her farm visits for kids and, you know, limited, but.
Yeah. Goat yoga, you know, that sounds very holistic to me.
Even if you could do like a 15, 20-second clip, just having them say, come out to our farm and enjoy and go around, just bring a camera around or a phone or whatever, just tape it and we can put it on channel 15 and, get it out there as much, could put it on Facebook.
Yeah, so we could just use it as advertising rather than having like a full open farm day. We can just show what is available for people.
Yeah, for this year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh, cool idea. Okay, Tammy, go ahead and put that together.
We'll start with Lenita, right?
I was gonna say, I'll start with the 30 steps it takes me.
All right.
Film the backfield too. I got those hay rides.
There you go.
If you could get over to NASA Benny over to Meadowview, because they open up early.
Yeah.
There's some good speakers over there too, some good workers that could say a little bit of something. We could put it out there.
Is that where Sharon Phillips something is from?
I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't know.
Sharon Phillips or something?
Yeah, it's like the two last names, right?
Alexander or something? Is that it?
Can't remember where we know her from.
Yeah, good idea. And Calabrese opens this weekend too.
Yeah.
This coming weekend. So Lenita, you're a standout by being open all year now.
We're open all year.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, let's see.
I have no problem reaching out and like filming. I'm just not good with editing. I don't have software for that. So.
I can help out with the editing. I got some good editing programs. So you give me the footage and I'll edit it for you.
Okay, since you buy my popcorn, I'll do that for you.
You got it.
That's good. Let's see, we have our summer meeting schedule. I'll throw that in. We historically kind of take the summers off because the farmers are busy, but I wonder, we can always meet, as needed, which I think we did last year. But I wonder, seems like there's a lot going on. And maybe we should go ahead and meet. I don't know. What do you guys think?
We're still once a month now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I think
shoot
so.
for it. If we can make it, we can make it. If we can't, then
I'm in.
I'll try. I know I haven't been good at it, but I'll try.
That's all right.
I'm gaining control.
All right, good. And then we have this question about being notified about the, chemical treatment of the lakes,
Right.
which we were not notified. Do you know?
What happened exactly?
I
So,
know.
you know what, Marissa, you really reached out. You really did everything you could. And I talked to Chris, and now it's time to take it into the conservation's hands, because conservation can write into the order of conditions that the Conservation Commission and the Agricultural Commission must be notified before any date is scheduled. And they must be notified when they go out. They were supposed to, and they always used to, contact me directly when they were going to go out and do the survey of the lake, so we could follow them around and make sure that they were doing all the right places. And they always notified me. I don't know what happened. I don't know what, why. I heard a third party. I heard it through Chris Pratt, who heard it through Michelle Pratt, that they had already set a date. And I was a little rubbed the wrong way, because after all you've gone through. So I talked to Chris, and there is an order of conditions that the commission allows them to do the treatment of the lake. And I think it's time to revisit that order of conditions and write it right into it. That would be.
I agree. Yeah. I think we've done everything we can to try to bridge that. I wrote Eric Muller like a thank you note as well, like a nice thank you note. Like, I don't think it went anywhere in terms of them being communicative with us. So, I mean, I appreciate all the information he gave us, but maybe LMC itself, when he went back, didn't. I don't know. But that's a reasonable plan, Dennis. I think we should take that.
It was a kick in the butt, because they took and they twisted it around. Now they're trying to figure out how much water the farmers can take out of the lake. And
I know,
this is their God-given right, and they're trying to go turn this around.
exactly.
And
Is this going to affect the irrigation again for that? I'm so bad with names. The guy last year that it affected. Remember, he was upset.
Right. Then yes,
Yeah.
judging from the spring we've had so far, I would say that, in all likelihood, they may be drawing some water. It would be Mr. John Coward. And then I think Dwight Arnold as well uses it for his tobacco. So I think there's somebody in Suffield as well who I also called last year. I can't remember her name, but
Clark, I think is her last name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have remembered that. But yeah, I also noticed that too at the conservation meeting.
We're already in a minor drought. I mean, we're already looking at a drought.
Right.
Yeah.
Declared a minor drought already. But I thought it was disrespectful for them not to at least consult with us first, and then to turn this around we're going to figure out how much water you can be drawn out of that lake.
That was nasty, yeah. Because I think every step of the way, we've tried to be very conciliatory, very respectful. We haven't tried to step on their toes. I was rereading the emails I sent them last year, and I think we've done everything we can to be kind and, collaborative, and it just isn't being reciprocated, like you said.
I would definitely want to support the farmers as far as, if they need to take water out of the lake, that I'm sure that they had that right before there was any rules or, people were doing all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean,
I think we'll have to use
favor of the order of conditions at the conservation meeting. Absolutely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The LMC is a great group of volunteers to do a lot of work on the lake.
Sure. Yeah.
But they pick and choose their battles, and sometimes they're probably not the ones they should be picking and choosing.
No, it somehow does feel like we got on their bad side, which is unfortunate. But yeah,
I thought we did well. I thought it was a good
too. Boy.
But the next meeting, I think we're going to try to call a conservation meeting with no hearings. We just have a group meeting to discuss some issues. So
okay.
we'll put that on the agenda for that.
Great. In terms of going forward then, in terms of notifying the farmers, now that we do have a date and I did get a name for the chemical, is the best way still to call them directly, you think? I don't mind doing that again this year.
I
But,
think that's a good way. If you did, yeah, the personal touch is definitely the way to
Okay.
go. I think.
Yeah, no, I don't mind doing that. That's fine. Yeah.
And
It's
letter
just
in the
funny
mail,
because
or they could get lost. It was
Yeah.
impersonal.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd also be, willing to tell them what we've tried to do as an agricultural commission, because that's, last year that was a little bit of the contention. They were saying, oh, can you guys do anything? You're supposed to kind of advocate for us. And I think we did try to do that. So I'll try to explain that to them and, tell them that at least we have a date a little bit earlier this year, but we tried. We certainly did try.
We'll make sure that it happens.
Yeah, okay, so I'll contact them tomorrow, Dwight and John, and I'll ask them if they know of anybody else who may be using them and if they can pass the word along as well, if they know later on if anybody needs water, because we might get a drought again. So
Thank you.
And yes, thank you, Marissa, definitely. What is the date and the chemical?
the date and the chemical, I have it here. Boy, let's see. Monday, May 17th. And then the name of the chemical is, it's an attachment. Sorry.
Right. Sorry if I'm catching you off guard here.
No, it's a name that I couldn't remember, the Tribune, and I'm trying to find the name, the scientific name of it. Tribune is the, I don't know the one name of it, but then he put diquat.
Diquat, that's the chemical, yeah.
That's Diquat. So I'm going to give both names to the farmers.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Yeah, and again, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, good segue here. The issue of water brings us to the community garden. Had water issues the past couple of years. I have been in touch with Richie Reed, and he thinks, we've talked about when we had our hearing with the finance committee, Art Pinnell was saying, well, yeah, if you want to have a drilled well there, it'll be $10,000. So that's obviously off the table. But Richie thinks he may, I want to emphasize the word may, be able to lower the foot valve. Foot valve is, when a pump pumps water, it opens up while the pumping is going on, and then it closes after, that works that way in our houses too. Actually, Richie replaced my own foot valve about a year ago. So if he could get the current well a little bit deeper, that would hopefully help. I mean, it's already, as we've already been saying, it's already a kind of a dry spring. Ironically, I was talking with Ron the other day about tilling the community garden. And he said, yeah, the soil's workable, we're good. We're going to try to do it this coming weekend. Now, of course, we're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of rain on Thursday. So hopefully it dries out enough by the weekend to be able to get in there and do the tilling. We'll see. Gene, I was curious on our, how many people have sent in registrations for plots? We have several new people, but I haven't heard much from the sort of the veterans, so to speak.
I haven't had any other than the ones that I scanned and emailed to you.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So I haven't had any new ones, but I haven't been in the office for a couple days either.
Okay. Because I've emailed everybody who has had plots. I've emailed them twice and said, by the way, we may be oversubscribed this year. So if you want to plot, please get in your application. So hopefully, Gene, when you do go to the office, hopefully there'll be a bunch there.
Let's hope.
And if we do get to do the tilling this weekend, Dan, do you want to bring over you bought some irons, some metal stakes and some lumber for the gate, right? You want to
Yes,
maybe
yeah.
bring it over and
Maybe put a stake in or two, see what it looks
yeah,
like.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
get some volunteers to help you with that.
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, I have a sledgehammer.
Know how to use.
Okay, good. Well, let's kind of keep our fingers crossed that we can actually get in there, and because a couple of the new people are really anxious to get in and start their gardens.
Mhm.
So is the weather supposed to be good Saturday?
I think it's supposed to dry out Saturday, and it's supposed to be nice on Sunday.
Okay,
So if it dries out enough, kind of Ron's call, obviously.
yeah, we'll take a ride over there and look at it.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you. The farm brochure, we're just kind of keeping it on the list here.
Yeah. So I touched base with Kevin, and he has some baby cows. So I think I'm going to swing by this weekend with my professional camera and take some photos. Lanita, while I have you here, is it okay if I stop by the farm at some point and take some photos when you have some flowers out?
Of course.
Because we're looking for some high-res photos of actually, the local farms to
Yep.
put on the brochure.
The greenhouses are full.
Awesome. Yeah, it would be beautiful to actually show it because your greenhouse is so nice. Your new greenhouse is great. So I would love to get a shot, of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That would be awesome. So
I peek in every time I take the dog out there.
Good. Yeah, they're getting full.
and then when I talk to Mr. Coward tomorrow, I was going to ask him if I can take maybe a picture of his Christmas tree farm to kind of get a landscape photo. I figured if we get some animals in there, some of our beef cows, some of our flower farms, and then maybe some of our tree farms, that should be a pretty good cross section. And
Yeah.
maybe some of the other farms as well. I don't know what other things I could picture or get pictures of with this camera while I'm at it to feature on the brochure. So if anyone has any ideas in the meantime, let me know, or any activities. I wish I had started in the fall because maybe I could have captured some, pumpkins, but
Mhm.
okay, I figure Christmas trees, flowers, cows.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and it seems like with the ones, there's a few from the Southwick 250 that you're going to be able to use, right? So this sounds like this could be 5 or 6 photos. I'm not sure how many you're looking for, but
Yeah, I think it's about
maybe
6
that's good.
photos total.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 photos total of visitable farms. Not just landscapes, like farms that people can visit, because the idea is to, have this brochure drive business to those farms, make them look enticing. So.
Yeah.
And another update that I'd like to give on the farm brochure, at the last conservation meeting, I did present the idea of adding the hiking trails to that. And the Conservation Commission had the really good suggestion, actually, of instead of, putting the trails on the map and making it too busy and possibly detracting from the farms, to simply put a number on the trail on the map, and then put a QR code that the Conservation Commission has that then leads to a detailed map of all the hiking trails in town.
Oh, nice.
So that would be really nice to have. I think that would complement the brochure.
Yeah.
Really. So if that sounds okay, I'll add that to the farm brochure, because that's a great resource, that QR code.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. All QR codes are a way of life now, right?
I guess so, yeah. I hadn't
They're
used
everywhere.
them a few months ago, but yeah, they're everywhere now. So.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Okay, good. Good. And the Census of Farms, I actually did late this afternoon send around a quick Excel document just to try to I've been thinking about this and talking about this for months. Just kind of get an idea of what kinds of information we want to gather, and then what are we going to do with it? We just want to know what the farms are and what their status is in terms of, are they APR? Are they, 61A? Or are we trying to target, additional preservation?
All that information is in the open space plan though, so it'd be
Yeah.
kind of redundant to do it again. I mean,
Yeah. I was looking, it was actually kind of cool. I hadn't actually looked at it before, but if you go on the town website and you go to the assessors page, there's the online mapping link there, and you can zoom in, so to speak, every single property in town and see, how big it is, who owns it, what the zoning is. So of course I Googled myself, so to speak, bad about my property. And I thought I had a little over an acre, but it's lists mine as 0.99 acres.
some of that information is not totally correct, Bert, so don't
Yeah.
don't take it as gospel.
Yeah. So I just wonder, so I should look at the open space plan and,
Yeah, it has all that information, everybody
Yeah.
that's in
Yeah.
lands, where the
Okay.
where the parcel number, the map number, that's, it's got everything listed as far as the inventory goes. I mean, I'm sure you could take it a step further if you wanted to, but you have all your information on a spreadsheet there you can just extrapolate from.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. And, then that's a little bit of a tangent, but we've been talking off and on about the Kellogg properties. And so using this online mapping tool, I didn't realize he's got about 12 different pieces of property over there. There's the concrete company and his own house and the one across the street that's for sale. And there's like a little landlocked piece. So it's very complicated in terms of trying to preserve any of that. And who's the guy you mentioned, Dennis? Noonan, but he's from West Springfield.
Mark Noonan, yeah, he
Mark
works for
Noonan.
us,
Yeah.
and he's trying to get together with the Audubon Society to see if they're having an interest with. Seth is a birder. It seemed like to be a natural
Right.
thing. So I haven't talked to him lately, but he said he was working on it.
Okay.
Bless him.
Yeah, and you said he's good with long shots.
Yeah, one of those guys.
Let's see. So Kellogg. I don't know, Dan. Anything further on Tannery Road?
No, I talked to him for a few minutes and he didn't want anything to do with it again.
Yeah, and I found out from Levesque, our Levesque Associates, the land
Yes,
surveyor, that they went out there and they've delineated all the wetlands, and he's had it mapped out as far as, subdividing it up. I don't think I can get my hands on it, but
Oh.
they have been doing some research on it.
yeah, too bad. Hopefully it doesn't happen. They got to spend a lot of money to get over that brook, I'm sure.
Yeah. The way things are going in Southwick right now, where it's like a housing boom, there's more subdivisions going in, and I've seen since I've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the golf course sucks.
Oh,
Golf course is full on one side and they're selling like crazy on the other side. The Mort
They're on
Vining Road,
Tannery Road, sucks.
the Mort Vining Road parcel that we tried to preserve, that there's gonna be probably another 40 houses out there. Up on Hillside Road, there's a subdivision plan for Hillside Road. There was one planned for Depot Street right in the center of town. But I don't know if you heard, there's a water moratorium on in Southwick. And they told the developer that they wouldn't be able to hook up to town water. So I put a kibosh on that project.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's something that's not on the
Yeah.
agenda. Something they've been keeping fairly secret in town is they call it the Bailey Project, and that's the Tannery Road land that Griffin Land owns, a huge parcel. And they've been looking to market it for quite a few years, and they have Carvana would like to put in a yard over there where they would keep store their cars and transport them. So it's a big project. And the reason I brought that up is because there is that water ban moratorium in Southwick, and I don't know how they're going to overcome that moratorium. But they had a selectman meeting last night, and it sounded like somehow they were going to be able to do that. And I'm not opposed to it. It's not like the last project they wanted to go in. There was a trucking company, which I thought would have been horrible, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's called the Bailey Project. If you hear about that, that's the Carvana on Tannery Road.
Great.
Yeah.
Be good if I'm looking for a car now and then.
But it just underscores how important it is to try to preserve whatever we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
because it's going like, the land's starting to go like crazy again.
Yeah.
Yes. And then our last item here is the Davis, excuse me, Davis property over on Sheep Pasture.
Yeah. I have not gotten through to Lois to see if Barbara called her or not. There's something going on with her phone. So
Oh,
I will follow up on that.
Yeah, I tried to call her a couple of times. Her mailbox was full. And I'm afraid if Barbara tried to call her a couple of times,
Yeah.
her mailbox was full. She
Yeah.
might not follow through with it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
called 3 times tonight before this meeting, and it sounded like they picked it up and then it just went dead. So I'll try to get over there. I'm kind of over my head with this whole barn project in spring right now, but I'll catch up with her and make sure that see if they've heard from Barbara.
Yeah,
And
let
if
me
they-
know.
great. Thank you,
Yeah.
Lenita. Yeah,
We'll find out.
Sounds good.
good.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think that's it, unless anybody else has any
Can I
further.
just give you guys an
questions?
update on the seed library?
Oh, yeah.
On the agenda.
Jumped over that.
So it opened Monday. It's
yeah.
really cool. I meant to take a picture of it, but I got my first shot tonight and I just wanted to come home and just hang out in case.
Great. Good for
so-
you.
What Lynn, thanks. So what Lynn did was reuse an old card catalog and kind of repurpose it into the seed library. And it's right there when you first walk into the entrance of the library, so you can't really miss it. And we had one of our trustees pass suddenly a couple months ago, so we named it in her honor. But what Lynn said last night in our trustee meeting was that she wanted to make sure that, because I said a lot of people have been asking about how do I donate? I want to donate. But she wants to make sure to keep it kind of reputable, that at least for now and probably going forward for a bit, to if people donate seeds, to have it either come from a group, so it could be from the Agricultural Commission or a reputable farm in town, so that anybody can't just walk in and say, oh, I have seeds, and they have it be in some white envelope and not really know what it is exactly.
Right.
Just to kind of protect people from growing things that they don't know what it really is, or
Right.
having it be something, that false pretenses as to that it's not what it says it is.
Right.
So Bert, I know you had mentioned wanting to donate. So if you wanted, we could do it under the Agricultural Commission as a group.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Really cool. Wow.
Yeah, that's good. Is it getting much traffic, so to speak,
She said that she's had 8 people came in the first day to kind of check it out and took stuff out. And what you do is when you go in and they have you sign a form just so she can keep track of what she has in inventory and what she would need to restock. If somebody came in and put in a request or for the future. So yeah, that first day, 8 people came in after kind of a really cold weekend. So
Good.
not too bad. So I am going to get a picture of it so that we can put it on our Facebook page as well to advertise it.
Good.
Great, that's good. Good. Okay, sorry I missed that on the agenda, Tammy.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Glad you made the point there. So with that, any other comments, questions, input?
A quick update on the right to farm signs. DOT was supposed to have everything approved by this Monday. It's an online automated system, so that was the date that I was getting text notifications about. So it went by. I didn't get an update, so I contacted the regional manager over in Northampton, and he said, yeah, that the automated system doesn't necessarily mean accurate dates, and that it's pending review of one final reviewer, and it should be done by this Friday. So, the bureaucracy of Massachusetts. Said it'll be fine because it's just like the other 2 applications. So it's just a little bit of a waiting game, I suppose. So, but everything's submitted and it's in their hands. So hopefully by this Friday, that will be good, and we can start getting those signs going.
All right.
Awesome. It's not the same person running that website that runs the virus vaccination one, is it?
For the R&B.
It might be. Oh, it took a long time to upload documents, let me tell you. Whew. Maybe the same software person, I don't know. But,
Right. Okay, good. Well, we're going to chug along with our regular meeting schedule, which means we will meet May 12th, right after the town election, May 11th, and before the town meeting on the 18th.
Good month.
And I guess we'll probably need to all be sworn in again. But as the saying goes, it is what it is.
I feel like we get sworn in like 3 times a year.
I know, huh?
We get sworn in like January, like. Oh my gosh. Oh,
I know, but oh well.
it's all right.
Okay, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn? Okay, I will. Anybody second? I see Lenita's square is lit up, so let's say
Okay, I'll second.
Lenita seconded.
Okay.
All in favor, Marisa?
I
Myself, Bert Hanson, aye. Dan?
Aye.
And Tammy?
Aye.
Dennis?
Aye.
And Lenita?
Aye.
Okay,